awesome. It's big, and it looks really cool. The Frigate, right? And the Pelican and the Longsword on a scale of 0 to 10, it's just mega dope. Not only that, but the Phantoms too are awesome. Awesome. So, we're going to be looking at the Ultimate Forge World mod by RejectedShotgun. This is going to be a completely unbiased review. I have nothing to do with the author, but I wanted to have you guys take a look at this and really get a look at what's coming your way. So let's dive in. First up is the Frigate, and on the outside, it is everything you would expect it to be. It's just a beast of war. Everything is categorized and labeled inside the Forge menu. The mod itself is very clean. The textures they work great. I have no problem finding the driver's seat. The pivot point is large enough where I can put a 5x5 flat block underneath and make this a static object if I wanted to, which I have. And everything in terms of that works well. But the actual flying it needs some work if I'm going to be honest. It's not quite there yet, and with a little bit more fine tuning, it should be good to go. But if you notice in the gameplay, I was kind of steering around. Like it took me a long time to get where I wanted to be, and it was like I was trying to fight something while I was maneuvering. So that's problem number one. But problem number two is with the turrets, and this is kind of an opinion. For me, I wish we had separate gunner seats because I wish we had, two gunner seats, one for starboard, one for port, maybe because that's a lot of guns. And if you notice, that rear turret had some problems. It was firing all the time, and it was usually just firing into the air because it was far away from the other turrets, but they are all set to fire at the same time. So how can we fix this is if maybe we have separate fire buttons or a mode to switch to which turrets we want to shoot, or if we have actual gunner seats for these turrets. I think that probably will be refined in a future update of his, and I look forward to seeing that because right now it leaves a little bit to desire. Next up on the plate is the Spirit, which is kind of like a Halo 1 flashback. This is the same model that's used in the campaign. Everything in terms of weapons works. The problem I have with this is that the actual steering or controlling of the Spirit is a little bit hard at a high speed. So you need to be in a wide open space in order to do some of those high speed maneuvers. Other than that, it's a good entry and a good addition of this mod. So now I'm in the Space Phantom, and I will be reviewing both Phantoms at the same time. In this particular mod, the Phantoms are great. I've played other maps where the Phantoms, maybe there was a bug here or a problem with a mesh there, and this mod does not have those problems. The animations that RejectedShotgun did for the regular Phantom were awesome. If you don't know, he actually made it to where the side doors close when the driver gets in, and that is pretty good. The speed and control is also pretty easy to get used to, and besides that, there's not much that could be improved upon on this. Maybe if we had an interior where we could walk in like we do with the Pelican, because you've seen in Halo 2 cutscenes where the Arbiter is and the inside, it looks really cool. So you can see I've placed down the Scarab gun and the missile launcher. The missile launcher is simply a hodgepodge of assets, but anyways, it shoots a Saber missile instead of a rocket, which is a good change. The Scarab gun is a throwback to Halo 2, and it shoots the Scarab beam, which does a tremendous amount of damage and has a wide area of effect. Both are pretty good additions to the existing Forge world, and they probably have their place. I do wish that the missile launcher would have a little bit better texture in the first person. The third person has a relatively good appearance, but the first person view does leave a little bit to be desired. Next up is the Longsword, and this really intrigues me because getting this in here had to be a lot of work, so I commend him for this and the rest of the project as a whole. Now, as you can see, the textures aren't that great up close. Now, if you're far away, you probably won't notice any of this, but you can see that, there does need to be some work to make this a cosmetically pleasing object. Besides that, the flying could use some tuning up, especially on the turns and I would like to see the afterburners have a little bit less glow. They were a little bit too strong, and it kind of distracted me when I was flying from where I wanted to go. I did like the contrail or the air effect behind the actual longsword. That looked really cool. The nuke function was awesome as well, and I think that could not be better. One last thing, if you remember when I got into the longsword, I kind of walked through it to get in it. I don't like that, but that is something that can be improved upon in a later version. Last on our list is the Pelican, and right off the bat, once you spawn this beast in, you'll see the cockpit is transparent. You can walk in the back, that door is open. It has passenger seats. You can get into the cockpit from not only the outside, but also the inside. So there was a lot of effort, and everything is very well done. The chin gun is pilot operated, though in some variants, not in this mod, you can do this yourself or download a mod. The gunner has control of the chin gun or what's underneath. A couple of things I like to see in a future version are perhaps rockets on the wings, like rocket pods. That would be really cool. And as well as an improved chin gun, which if you want to change a projectile, that's something easy. Most people can do that. And so I would like to see a stronger chin gun and maybe a little bit faster Pelican too. So that wraps up this review of the Ultimate Forge World mod by RejectedShotgun. And if you have any questions or you have any comments, put them down below and I'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. Thank you guys for watching.